World War II. I only barely recall it. My father was pretty actively involved, though.
Oh, yeah, in World War II?
Oh, yeah. He started out, he went into the flying cadets. He started out when he was in military school in the early 30s learning to fly.
Oh, wow, okay.
But he could do it for $5 worth of lessons at a time.
Not like today's time.
No, and it wasn't expensive, but $5 only bought you 15 minutes. So he, after that, there was a gap, and then in 1939 he went into the flying cadets for the Army Air Corps program in that time. He learned to fly, graduated in September of 39, had orders to the Philippines.
Oh, wow.
And so he went ahead, and he and my mother hurried up and got married, and then his orders were changed, and he stayed as an instructor at Randolph Field flying AT-6s for about a year. Got into what he really wanted to do, which was ultimately be an airline pilot. Trained over into DC-3s or C-47s, and then
tell us about your shirt there, but what's this?
Oh, this is a shirt for the Wright brothers. I don't know if it comes across or not, but it is a tribute to the Wright brothers, the first to achieve sustained controlled flight. Other people claim to have flown and may have hopped, but the secret came from being bicycle riders and builders. They understood, like no one else in the business did, that an airplane, like a bicycle, didn't have to be stable. It just had to be controllable. And so they focused on making it easy to control, and their airplanes were, in fact, controllable, although people who have flown them say they're the most difficult airplanes in the world to fly.
Have you ever tried to fly one?
Oh, hell no.
Tell us about your rocket days. What did you do in the Air Force?
Oh, I was in the Air Force. I programmed computers. Afterwards, I ended up with an engineering degree, and I worked on various interesting things, including the space shuttle at several times. I worked on the space shuttle at first when I was in graduate school through the aeronautics department at Texas A&M, and they had some contracts for developing various aspects of the shuttle, and I remember somebody saying, "What are those people thinking putting all those tiles on like you'd put tiles on a roof? You want to put those tiles on like you put scales on a fish on the diagonal." And that has been, of course, a source of some problems since. Later on, I worked on an aspect of it that was part of the power supply for the shuttle, the fuel cells, which they store hydrogen and oxygen as liquids and boil it off. And what really impresses me about this was the fact that it was designed that it could be self-starting from like minus 300 degrees Fahrenheit, completely cold in space, and a few molecules of oxygen and hydrogen would trickle over and react and thaw the fuel cell out, and then the electricity that it generated heated up the oxygen, and in about 20 minutes it would come from a completely cold start. A remarkable piece of work.
All right. Well, that sounds pretty good.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
Sure enough.
All right. Well, thanks. Thank you for telling all the World War II stories and all the planes. And yeah, for Boulder Channel 1, I'm Caitlin. So we're going to go find some more people and enjoy the day.
So this is what I want you to do. Let's use that microphone. Now, come over here and sit down. So this will just be for practice. This will get you nice and warmed up, okay? And then what you could do is, what you'll do is you say, "Hey, I'm Caitlin Addison with Boulder Channel 1. We are here at the Boulder Creek Festival. And then here's some of it. And then you can talk about, and then say, we have a tent here. Come on by and see us. And then here's some of the things that are going on. And you can just sort of read from them and talk from them and just talk about some of the events, okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to put you on for a prolonged period of time, but well, it's helpful, you know. It kind of yay, meow meow meow. Oops. Oh. Wow. I gotta try to figure this out. Hang on for a minute.